Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim. I'm your hostess, and this podcast is just about general yarny things like knitting and dyeing and spinning of yarn, plus a little bit of sewing as soon as this thing comes off. I do have plans. All my craftiness takes place right here outside of Lima, Ohio. And today is May 31st, and I didn't even look to see which episode this is. This is episode 68. How about that? Always makes me so thrilled every time I look and see how many episodes I have done. Well, this past week we've seen Memorial Day, and I've seen the coming and the going of my grandchildren and my daughter and my son-in-law. They spent a week here, and unfortunately when they came, my grandson had a little fever, but it was able to break, and they were able to go to the zoo and the Space Museum down in Wapakoneta, and just have fun outside with my hubby, and just lots of things. But then my granddaughter got sick, so the last couple days weren't so fun for her. She is not one to take medicine, and it makes her sick because it upsets her tummy so much because she gets so emotional. But I texted my daughter yesterday, and I guess they were able to get some medicine down her. So hopefully she'll be okay for their flight home tomorrow. I really, really hope. You know, you never want to see them sick, but when they're on a plane and they're sick, not upset tummy, but just feverish. It's not the best place to be. You already feel like crowded, but anyways, hopefully they'll have an uneventful flight home tomorrow. So anyways, it was so much fun. My husband's birthday was April 29th, and my granddaughter noticed that Mommy was buying some gift cards, and so that always means a birthday. So she said, we have to have a birthday party for Grandy, which is what she calls my husband. As they had to have cake and hats and balloons. So I told my husband, because I can't go anywhere yet, I said, you're going to have to order yourself an ice cream cake, decorate it. You're going to have to get balloons and all this. I said, because even though you don't care for birthday parties, your granddaughter does. So we did. And she wanted to have a little camp out. Now that didn't work so well because she was sick. But still, we did get a tent, and we roasted marshmallows and things. And then on Memorial Day, my son and his girlfriend came, and we all had a nice little visit. And I got a little sun that you can see on my forehead. And they made an announcement that they are now engaged, hoping to get married in the fall of next year. I said, well, that'll be great. So, I'm so excited. She's a sweetheart. Love her dearly. So, I've welcomed her to the family, but, love you, Rachel, if you're watching this, and I love you, Ian. And I love my Molly and Jeremiah and their kids, too. I will tell you, when I go to show things today, I finished a hat that I do not have with me. And I finished a scarf that I do not have with me, because I gave the hat to my granddaughter and the scarf to my granddaughter. I've almost got a sweater done for her. Then she goes, make one for Tobias. So he will not wear a hat. I said, that'd be silly because he will not wear it. But I'm making him a scarf, and I'll show that to you in a little bit. So I have a couple things that I finished, I just don't have them here. Because, when your granddaughter is here and she said, Grandmom, can you make me this out of this? I say, yes. And so I spent like a day and a half just working on the scarf to get it finished for her. And the hat was one I was making for charity. But I've got another one started for charity though. A little bit of iced tea. Anyways, we might as well get started, huh? before garbage man comes and I have to pause. It would be so smart of me to tape on another day when the garbage man doesn't come, but what fun would that be? Well, you know, I start off every week with my annual temperature Afghan, and whereby I'm not caught up, I have got a couple more zigzags done, but we have had the rainiest, most constant temperatures. So look at this. I mean, this color right here is for the 70s. That's all I've been working on since I've been home from the hospital, is 70-degree weather. So anyways, there's the Afghan. This is the 10-stitch zigzag, and I got another piece of yarn stuck in there. And it is by Frankie Brown. Let's see. 10-stitch zigzag by Frankie Brown, and I have a link on my show notes, at least in Blogger. I try to get them on Ravelry, but sometimes they're a little bit more temperamental for me. So if you see something and you like it, it's best to go to my Blogger link. Okay? Naturally Kim's Knitting, my blog. And then the links are right there. And I'm making my Afghan out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes sports yarn. Different shades, you know. I varied mine every 10 degrees. And I think probably what I should have done was gone with Weathergan's idea, because you have some temperatures that you hit more often and some that you don't. And so they have smaller stands on some of the temperatures and larger on others. But anyways, I got the pattern for this year, this year's temperatures, or getting the pattern from weathergan.com. I update it usually daily, so that I can usually keep myself on cue. But with, you know, with grandchildren and with this, I've been a little bit slow, but I'm getting there. In fact, on my daughter's Afghan, I got one square done. I did show it to her, and she acted like she liked it, so I hope she likes it. It's a softer yarn. I'm not bringing it over because I only have the one square done. That it is made out of Knit Pick Swish DK, and I love Knit Pick Swish DK. The wool of the Andes sports yarn is nice. Don't get me wrong, but their Swish DK, oh, it's so soft. I will make my sons out of that same yarn, I believe. Ooh, I could do one for the year of their engagement. Ooh. Anyways, so my daughter's blanket, if you remember, it's just the little squares, and it's the memory blanket pattern that's on Ravelry for free. Now, next. Perk up, Janie. Cause Janie is my friend who, other than not tucking in the end yet, I designed this yarn and this pattern for. And this is for my dear friend Jane, and this is the Janie sock out of the Janie yarn. She's such a sweetheart. She is. And we always commiserate with each other because she has back problems, I have neck problems. You know, I've had shoulders replaced and knees replaced, and you know, so we just commiserate with each other all the time. She's a good friend. Anyways, I got the one sock done, and I'm just about ready to go to my Zippity Doodah, which is my Hiya size ones on the short little round cable, cable. I'm just about ready to go to that with the toe of this one. So, yay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't turn down the volume on my Kindle. Which means anytime there's a notification, it'll go ding ding. There we go. I like to listen to my Bible on my Kindle in the morning, and quite often I forget to turn it down, but if it's only me at home, it doesn't really matter. So that's my Janie sock. Yay! I will get it done. I will get it done. Oh, sakes. You know, when I was in pain, it just felt like it was going to take forever. Now that I'm feeling better, And there really isn't a whole lot I'm allowed to do, because when you're only allowed to lift up to 10 pounds, I couldn't even hold my grandbabies. But 10 pounds doesn't seem like that much until that's all that you can lift. And so it's best if I stay in my own little corner and knit. Although yesterday I felt terrific. And, well, I had to go see a doctor, and the car ride was a little rough on me. But otherwise, I felt terrific, and I probably overdid. But if you don't stretch yourself a little bit, you're not going to get any stronger or any better. Okay, I have started a new chemo cap. I've got the band done. I'm just getting ready to start on the straight knitting. But this is out of, I love this color. This is out of the Knit Picks Felici Pinata. And I love this. This is so pretty and so soft. Look at that in the ball. Those colors are so vibrant. I'm thinking boy or girl could wear this one and love it. So that's the way I feel anyways. So it is gorgeous. And it's coming along. I'll have that done soon. So, yay. I feel like I'm zipping through this. I really, really do, and I'm not trying to rush. Anyways, I have another thing to show you. Forgive my fancy-wancy project bag. When I hand spin my yarn, I just put them in a Ziploc bag. And that way I have the same color together. And it just made it handy since I'm doing a scarf to keep it in that bag. In fact, just a minute, I've got to look for something. Okay, I forgot. This will be in a minute because it's a finished object. This is the scarf for my grandson. My granddaughter picked out a different color, but it was a little dark, and I thought he might like bright colors. So it's kind of patriotic, except there's more purple in it. And, oh, I hope she doesn't steal it. Anyway, so this is for my grandson. I just got started on it, basically, and it's just going to be a plain scarf because I don't think he'll wear it. But if he wants to put it in his dress-up clothes, I have no problems with that. And if sister wants to wear it, as long as brother doesn't mind, I have no problems with that. So, because even though sister requested it for brother, I'm not quite sure that brother really wants it. I know he will not wear a hat, but I don't know about scarf. I want to make him a hoodie sometime, because he might wear that kind of hat. Okay, oh, I haven't even worked on the other 2 pairs of socks. Not since I've been home from the hospital. So I'm not going to really show you those. They haven't changed any. I did forget about that. That's why I'm zipping through. I don't have all my projects up here because I only put the ones up here that I've really worked on in the past week. But that's okay. Now, like I said, I finished my granddaughter's hat, and it was out of the Knit Picks Felici Pinata, which was the one I showed you last week. Don't have it. My granddaughter's scarf was a homespun, yeah, I showed it on Instagram, the picture of it. I can't remember if I showed it last week on here. Anyways, it's, she chose the yarn. So, it was just a homespun one. And then I finished this cowl out of some of my homespun. This is going to go to the soup kitchen. And, nothing super fancy about it, but it is nice and thick and soft. And there's a nice little pattern to it. I don't know if you can really see it. Kind of. So that's going to go to the soup kitchen along with the socks that I make this year. That's why I need to get working on the other socks. Like I said, turn them into the soup kitchen. Anyways. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That's it. I did not get any new yarn this week. Because I don't need any more yarn right now. I'm, well, who really needs yarn? But you know. Sorry, my neck itches. But I bought enough last week to last me quite a while, and I need to save up so I can add to my Etsy store too. Okay, things that have made me happy. Well, of course, my grandchildren and my daughter and son and everybody. especially being here for, well, for Memorial Day, which we celebrate in the United States. Um, it was fun. It was nice. I wasn't able, it was a little frustrating because, of course, when a grandparent is with their grandchildren, and the grandchildren are small, you just want to hold them. You just want to pick them up. You just want to, pick them up if they're heading towards trouble. And I wasn't able to do any of that. A few times I caught myself getting up to go after my grandson as he was heading somewhere he shouldn't. And I realized, oh, when I get up there, I can't do anything. I can't pick him up. So, yeah, that was frustrating, but it was also fun. So, of course, my grandchildren made me so, 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 so happy. And I've been able to, I was able to visit, of course, and oh my goodness, my friend Jenny. Jenny, this is for you. I could not believe, she asked me if she could bring in a meal. And you know what? The meal she brought us last Tuesday lasted us almost the whole week. So, bless her heart, she had to have been cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking. Everything was so good. It was just more, it was a lot of food. And so, we did enjoy every bite. And every time I sat down and had something with Jenny's food on it, I'd say, well, thank you, Jenny. So, Jenny, thank you. I know she'll see this because I send a link to them every time. Anyway, so those things have been making me happy. And, of course, you guys and your comments and your prayers and your wishes for, improvements and everything. So you guys really do make me happy, because otherwise I would be talking to blank air, and I don't know that I would have continued doing it. But when I get comments from you guys, or just whatever, it just makes my day, week, month, everything. So anyways, so what have I been reading and watching? I don't think my daughter's put out a new blog yet this week. But if you want to read their last week's, which is about the things that they did around Cincinnati and everything, Beyond the Schoolyard, the link is in my show notes. Fun stuff. They did fun things this week, but she hasn't been free to put it into her blog yet. So she will. And if you want to check it out, it's Beyond the Schoolyard. She is a sweetheart, I tell you. She's such a good mother. Then I read a book. Any of you that are in England or from England or studied English history, you may know about the Three Lions of England. Well, I read a book called The Three Lions of England. And it was about a group headed by these three men who fought against King Richard II's government, basically. And it was fascinating. It was well written. I don't know that it was my favorite version of English history, but still, it was good. There is a link on my show notes that will take you to, under book review, it's the actual book review, and then under the title of the book, it will take you to Amazon. And if you're interested, please feel free to purchase through there. A couple pennies would come back to me, which will help me pay for prizes and things. Same thing with any of the Nitpick links. If you're interested in buying something from Nitpicks, do so through my links if you wouldn't mind, because I get a couple pennies from there too. And I do, as you know, when I don't do the yarn myself, I like to get it from there, and I can help to get prizes from there too. Anyways, then I read another book, which was excellent, had excellent writing. The topic was a bit sensitive because, well, let me tell you first of all, it's Where We Fall. And the main character in it suffers from depression. And as I have been somebody who has had this affliction on and off, I felt like her research was very well done. And even though it sounds like it could be a very depressing book, It really wasn't. It was insightful. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it through when I found out what the topic was, but I did, and I really feel like it was very well written, and she did an excellent job. So its link is in my show notes, and yeah, it's a good book, Where We Fall. Okay, now, I made an announcement last week, and I was wrong. Because I said I would have the winners for the craft-along, the knitting for babies or children. Well, today is May 31st. So it isn't fair for me to close it a day early. So you have through the end of today, if you're watching it May 31st, to get your things in. I will have the winners announced next week on the podcast. In the meantime, you might want to gather together any of your projects for the craft along of either knitting a pattern from a pattern book. My daughter told me I really should clarify that. Or knitting with beads. She thought maybe I was saying knit a pattern based on a book, which might be one I'll put into my little bowl of knit-along ideas. Anyways, all the rules are at the end of my show notes. I'm not going to go over them right now because it's not opened yet. But if you are interested, go ahead and read those. You have till July 31st to finish your project. I've got to figure out what I'm going to make. Even though I'm not eligible for the prize, I still like to make things when we're doing craft-alongs. Anyways, most important, you do have to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group in Ravelry to be eligible for a prize. That's it, though. Okay, let's see. And, of course, we have the annual temperature craft-along that's going on through the, I can't remember if I said 5th or 7th, 5th of January 2018. Otherwise, I think that's about it. This isn't too bad of a length of one. If I'd have had all my projects that I would have worked on all my projects. Anyways, where can you find me? Well, you can find me as Naturally Kim's Knitting at Ravelry. That is, we have a podcast group called that, as I mentioned before, or on YouTube, Blogger, Facebook, or WordPress. You can find me as Napier's Knits on Ravelry. That's my own individual one. Or Etsy, Napier's Knits also. Then on Instagram, just because I have to be different, Knittin_Kim. And I think that's all the places. Okay, well, I think that's it for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I love all you guys. I didn't say that at the beginning. I love you whether this is your first time or your last time. Last time. Hope it's not your last time. First time, or if you've been here many times and watched. I love you all. I hope you have a super week. If you make any mistakes in your crafts, I hope they're easily remedied. Big hugs. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.